Hello, so following on from the recent videos where we've looked at Python jobs and I was typing in Python blockchain developer jobs, I just thought I'd put some more kind of meat on the bones of that. And here we're looking at blockchain.com. Now, blockchain.com allows you to use their API to check the order book for their service. And what am I talking about? Let me show you. What am I talking about? Let me show you. They're called candles, aren't they? So this is a order book of orders for people buying Bitcoin. I've chosen Bitcoin because it's kind of the preeminent cryptocurrency. So um, you can see them all going flashing by. Hope you can see them moving. What we're going to do is we're going to got the price there. Look, simple trade. So this is like a trading platform. But it's got an API, and I thought just to kind of dip toes in the water for using how we can use Python with a REST API to get live or to get the layer 2 or the layer 3 order book. No, I'm not sure about the ins and outs of storing this data, but presumably it would be okay to capture it over a period of time for personal use. So that's what we're going to do. And let's just look. So we've got Swagger UI. Those of you who've looked at my Fast API tutorials will see Swagger and be familiar with that. And as ever, we've got a nice user interface. And let's just read it. So I'm going to zoom in on that while I'm drinking my tea, and you can read that. So this is me just doing a bit of research here. Eventually we'll move on through the video and use WebSockets. So coming up we'll be using WebSockets to actually get live data. So look at that then. This is not a very structured video, so this is kind of me freestyling it, as you can probably notice. And we'll get some JSON back when we run it. So yeah, so that's the symbol there. So we're doing Bitcoin. We're not going to go off piste with any wacky bit altcoins. So let's just execute that, and this should get some live information. And there we see the request URL. Hopefully that's quite small. Let's just zoom in on that, and it's not getting much bigger. I apologize for that. So let's authorize. This is where I need to. I've signed up for the API key, so just bear with me and I'll get that. In fact, I haven't. I forgot to do it. Right. Create API key now. So what I did was just went up to the top right corner. I'm going to create that and I'm going to then come back. Okay, so I wasn't sure if that was just going to create the key and then show it to everybody on YouTube, which is probably not a great idea. So there we go. Create new API key. So we've got to give it a name. We just want to get the balances. I don't even know. There's some notes up there. Let's just cancel that. Whitelist addresses. This security feature limits withdrawals to any addresses you have whitelisted or to your blockchain wallet address. Enable whitelisting. API settings. Limits and fees. So this is all if you want to actually trade, but really we're just going to be using this API just to get information just for analysis purposes. So IP whitelist. So then you do what's my IP, so I'll just do that and then I'll paste in the verification code. Okay, so I need a verification code and it's asking me for, well, that's where we ultimately want to get to. It's asking me for verification. I think I need to enable two-factor authentication, so this two-factor authentication is a bit, it's hard going, isn't it? It was better in the old days. Okay, open URL. So I've got a couple of keys, so so I think that's worked. Yeah. Right. It says unauthentic. I don't know if I just need to refresh this. Let's try. Retrieve. Authorize. API key can only be used once it was verified via email. Okay. Okay, so that's looking promising. Lots of messing about with QR codes and Google, blah, blah, blah. Right, let's go. And you can, I'm going to disable this account, so if anybody wants to copy these and try and, there's no funding there anyway, and you can't steal my ID, so I wouldn't even try. Right, let's get on with some attempt to do something constructive. So am I logged in? I think so. Right. Let's go. Let's try that then. And I'll go back and get my IP. Okay, so at long last I've got my API key. I had to use Google Authenticator, and then I had two, I don't know if you could see that. I had two things that I could choose. I chose the bottom one, which was Blockchain Exchange. The other one was BitGo. So yeah, now it said it's emailed it to me, so I'm just going to check the email, make a note of the API key, and then we're off to the races. So here we go. So you're one step away. Click the link below to activate your API keys and start building with the Exchange API. Here we go. You've successfully activated your API key. Good. Right, now we're up and running. So what we want to do is go back to where we were before and start doing some code. Before I do that, I'm going to enable address whitelisting for security, and I'm going to put in, I'm not going to tell you what supplier it is, but I'm going to put in my static VPN IP address. So I'm just going to add that in as well. And so enable whitelisting. We require two-factor authentication when adding a new address, but not for withdrawing to a whitelisted address. In fact, I might leave it. This is for demo purposes only, and at some point, let me just check. Let's check on the API key. Can you disable it? Yeah, so you can delete it. You can delete it, and then you can rest assured that no one's going to try and buy or sell Bitcoin on your behalf. Right, good. So let's go. Okay, so just to recap on what we're actually doing here, we're going to use the API key from Blockchain.com to look at the layer 2, layer 3 order books, which is basically seeing the orders that people have set to buy or sell Bitcoin using their exchange. Now, we're coming at this from a point of view of a developer rather than an end user or a third party. So imagine we're the developer and we've been asked to extract the order book, and then we can do something nice and present it to the end user in due course, put a front end to it. Bear in mind that there will be rate limits. Typically, I haven't read the small print on the API, but don't abuse it. I think it's first come, first served. And yeah, let's go. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this. So we got the introduction. Welcome to Blockchain.com's Exchange API and developer documentation. These documents detail and give examples of various functionality offered by the API, such as receiving real-time market data, requesting balance information, and performing trades. View the REST API documentation here. That's where we were earlier. So what I like is this little introduction page, and create a login to existing blockchain.com exchange account. So you've seen me create that from scratch, or most of it. Select the API from the drop-down menu, which was up in the top right up here. Fill out the form and click Create New API Key. Once generated, you can view your keys under API Settings. The WebSocket API can be used to receive market data and to interact with the trading system in real time. Every message is in a JSON format, and trading messages use the fix standard for naming of fields and message types. Each type of data is provided over a dedicated channel. Clients need to subscribe to all relevant channels they wish to receive real-time updates from. Okay, I don't actually know what the channel is, but maybe someone out there can tell us. Authentication. So yeah, as you know, as you are starting to notice on the right hand side, we've got example code. So we'll get to that in a minute. Authentication. Interaction with the API will require an API key to generate one. Blah blah blah. Right. The WebSocket endpoint is prod. Right, I'm not going to bore you with all this documentation. Let's just simple Python WebSocket client. Well, let's start with this and see where it takes us. I'm just going to, Right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to use the real API key, because quite often you'll see tutorials and they're using kind of hiding the API key, which yeah, if you're new, sometimes you don't know whether to include the quotes or whether to include the curly braces or so on. So yeah, this is going to be exactly how yours will look, only the API key may have slightly different numbers and letters within it. But hopefully that's fairly trivial. So let's just make a new file. Let's call it blockchain API demo.py. So I'm just going to get the API secret and paste that in. Okay, so I've just gone to just going to paste it from my clipboard and paste that in. Let's try and find my API key again. And I've made a bit of a blunder because I've just read this, and once your key is created, you'll be shown an API key and API secret. Store the secret in a safe place because it will be only shown once. Right, okay, back to drawing board. I need to just go through that little procedure again. Bear with me. Okay, so like all good video makers, video content creators, I forgot to press record, so here we go. Right, the code is now working, so I just want to demo it to you. What I actually did was I ended up adding in WS, so Websocket.send, and then JSON.dumps, and then the parameter, the action, channel, symbol, granularity. And it's, I'm sending that, and then the result is part of the while loop. So you do the send once, and then you keep processing and printing the response. I've added a time.sleep just so that it doesn't overload the destination website. And sorry, my posture's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, if you're ready, let's run it. And there we go. Look at that. This is real-time asks and bids, much like you were seeing with the red and green candles, red and green again. So you can see, sorry, I'm pointing at the screen, but you've got PX, which is the price. So you've got the ask price or the bid price. You've got layer 2, so it's a layer 2 order book. I don't know the difference between layer 2 and layer 3. Perhaps some financial people might be able to. Anybody who works in finance, can you tell me the difference between layer 2 and layer 3? Because you get that in traditional stock markets as well, and I never knew what that meant. Anyway, we've got timestamps, sequence number. Sequence number is basically since we started, so it's just it's pretty much 1 per second, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. We're getting live, real-time Bitcoin exchange asks and bids. So you've got, actually those are the asks. I think that's just the asks actually. Yeah. So, and you can see where the quantity is. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, so you can buy 0.1 of a Bitcoin or 0.58 of a Bitcoin. The smaller units of Bitcoins are called Satoshis or Sats. So yeah, there we go. That is, let me just go back, I'll close that now, and that is the working code. So pretty much what we started with, which was that, other than I've added in time and JSON libraries. And then really all we needed to do was actually just do send, WS send, and receive. So we did the send once, and then we did the receive in a while loop, and we're just loading the result, JSON.loads, JSON.dumps. So yeah, there we go. There's our lovely VS Code hints. Yeah, good. Thanks for watching. I'll elaborate on this a bit more, maybe expand on this in the next video. Thumbs up. Do you like these videos? Do you like the blockchain kind of stuff? I know this isn't actually writing the blockchain. I think that's pretty much Satoshi did that. No point reinventing the wheel unless you think that, I don't know, Dogecoin's going to take over the world. Anyway, I'm not getting involved in all that controversy about what's the best crypto. This is just an example of how you use Python, Websockets to extract information, live information from Blockchain.info. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon. I'll just check in, I did press record. Yeah. Thumbs up, subscribe. Bye.